So you, Makna, and Akashi join with Inspector Ragame and Officer Barrel as they start their investigation to find the leader of this terrorist organization. With the ultra high-rise building that houses Radar's Earth HQ in persistent view. Funny that the event involves this company. You walk through the central area of Orient City, listening to Game explain things to you all the while. As I'm sure you're all aware, in this modern age, we live in a paperless, hyper-connected society with the Tachyon network connecting us to other planets. You know what hasn't changed though? Solving cases. You still got to do the footwork, sifting through all the information from all sorts of sources. You sniff out the most reliable stuff, search for extra clues, and go to the actual spot yourself and see what's what. Doing things this way has a higher rate of rest than jamming yourself in a cyber room with a database and some donuts, let me tell you. Now, Game slides his finger over his tablet as he does a cascade of case files and fills the screen. Once he finishes compiling everything, he switches over to a city map display covered in red dots. What we're going to do is take the villains with the highest probability of being connected to the case for questioning. That's why we're going to visit every rumored hideout of every villain likely to be our terrorists so that we can gather as much info as possible. That's quite a lot of them, even in the Central Ward alone. And that's just the villains that might be lurking in the vicinity? Yeesh, sends a chill down my spine just thinking about it. Criminals are always surprisingly close to your day-to-day. Always have been, always will be. You say that now. Even back before the Kaibutsu came chomping. You have the Y gang here, or a band of ne'er-do-wells there. Though compared to pre-digitization days, solving cases is a lot easier now. Is it? Is it? I mean, I kind of disagree, considering that it seems that whenever new technology is introduced, there's new sets of criminals that follow that go along with it. This looks like it'll take a while. If you're complaining like that at your age, I shudder to think what your future holds. Shut up, 39. We can mark taxi and subway fares as business expenses if need be. So keep your minds at ease. Let's put our shoe leather to work. My time as a Jehovah's Witness, God, that was rough. Going door to door in a suit on summer. Completely empty, huh? Alright, you've got this hideout 2 blocks ahead up next. We keep running into empty nests. Do you reckon they somehow know we're onto them? Like maybe there's a leak somewhere or something? You don't need a leak for someone to notice a couple of cop-looking guys sniffing around. We get near a hideout or two and the villain whisper network's going to go crazy. Still, if they turned tail and ran, there's a big chance they'd leave some traces of fight behind. So we're leaving no stone unturned. Every chair, every desk, every locker. We look through everything. That's our mission here. Okay, so here's my question though, considering all this. What are the chances of you guys getting jumped by said villains or criminals? I mean, you know, like getting ambushed at your own home, getting followed and ambushed at your own houses and whatnot. I'm pretty sure that's a common thing now too, right? Leaving behind a building that likely housed the villain hideout, your group heads for the nearest major intersection. Huh? Are those? Charity! Charity! Please spare us some credits for Radar's East Japan Children's Center Restoration Fund? Wait, why would they scream charity? You see a large number of children, small boxes hanging from their shoulders. Huh? That's weird. They cry out to any passerby who will listen, and to many who won't. The kids ask for donations out here too? I've been seeing them stop by my university a lot lately. What are they collecting money for? A restoration fund? Kaibutsu refugees, huh? There are plenty of those kids out here. About 180 years ago, the first Kaibutsu to touch down on Earth attacked most of the urban centers in Japan. South Kanto, where we think most of the people were, got hit the hardest. The whole region was practically devoured before anyone could do anything about it. Many of the cities barely managed to survive, though heroes unexpectedly came down from outer space, saving our planet and country. I'd say survive, but the cities were still wrecked beyond repair. What with the political unrest, there being no places to live or food to eat. The aftermath of the disaster dragged on, causing people all over the country to suffer. Even now, refugee slums exist in every city. The folks in the slums can't house the take to the streets, looking for a place they can live safely. Lots of kids get lost in the process too. They are from Radar's East Japan Children's Center, an organization that takes in the kids like them. So that's why South Kanto is. Orient City is really close to South Kanto, where lots of Kaibutsu still spawn on account of that old disaster. That's why we suffer the most frequent Kaibutsu attacks here than in other places. Though, thankfully, there are plenty of heroes around too. And why refugees from other places and organizations that protect orphan kids gather here in Orient City. It's truly a sad story. The suits in the government gave up on fixing everything within our borders a long time ago. Yeah, that's to be expected. Even when the charity work that private organizations like Radar provide, taking care of refugees is still a daunting task. Even if we were to raise donations to their level and offer that aid to be distributed by the government. I see. Magda? What's wrong? Oh, nothing. I see. Way back, Ah! Huh? Hey, look! Sometime during your conversation, the donation-soliciting children have been surrounded and backed into a wall by several grim-faced men. The children cling together, trembling like mice, living out their lives in fire. You got a lot of guts trying to scam people out of money on our turf, brats. I'm getting real sick of this. How many times do we have to teach you pipsqueaks the same lesson over and over? You may not know how scary we are, but I'm sure your caretakers do. Painfully so. But this road doesn't belong to anyone. Excuse me? You want to say that again, kid? Leave her alone, you big bully. Shut up! Sit your ass down, kid. Oh, jeez, they actually punched a child. Okay. Sis! How could they? Mokdai clenches his fist so tightly that they begin to tremble from his sheer fury. How could they do that to kids? I have to help them, but I'm putting a stop to it. Huh? Akashi? Guess those teachers of yours didn't teach you right. Which means we've got to take it upon ourselves to show you how things are done, yeah? The man holds his fist up high over one of the flinching children. Rather than reach its target, however, it impacts solid muscle. Akashi? Huh? You got a problem, pal? Does bullying kids like that make you feel good about yourself? A big man threatening to punch a child? Pathetic. Who do you think you are, kid? Huh? Who do you think you are, kid? You think you can talk to me like that? I'm asking if it makes you feel good about yourself. And don't you call me kid. You're the playground bully around here. Why, you... Alright, let's go! Hey, boss, look at his arm. One of those hero agency terminals, huh? So you're a hero, huh? Yeah, got a problem with that? Yeah, I like this. This will be a lot more fun than shaking down some brats. Alright, kid, since you're a hero... On the leader's signal, the other punks gather around him and hold their arms up in the air. When they do... Huh? They can transform? They're villains? Read them and weep, kid. That's right. We're the gang you've heard so much about. Main Street Cerberus. Never heard of you. Who? Huh? Here we go again. Yeah, sorry to say this after your big pose and announcement and all, but I've never heard of you. Hey, bro, have you heard of them? The, Cerberus? Nope, never. Heroes is all I know. What, you little... Don't any of you watch TV? No, it's all internet now. So my entire computer just crashed at this point for some reason. Or not crashed, but froze. And it took like 10-20 minutes to reboot everything. So, yeah, here we are, back again. Anyway, let's see, past this part. I mean, I do, but I can't say I've heard that name before. So, they're just some random nobodies? Mokdai, do you know them? Sorry, I keep up with hero and villain info something fierce. but I don't think I've heard these villains before. You know, I'm starting to feel kind of bad for them. Because honestly, I haven't heard of them either. God, quit mocking me, all of you! Yeesh. Wait. We got some info on them in the database. Let's see. Taisha Street Cerberus. 12 people. Well, 12 possible misdemeanor cases. And 3 possible thefts. They're just barely on the watch list. Small fries, pretty much, all things considered. I'm guessing they had a mention on TV and let it go to their heads. Small fries? Alright, old man, you're really asking for... Hold on. He said we were on watch list, right? And look, that dog guy. That's that cop dog hero. Hey, don't call me a dog. At least call me a wolf. I gotta applaud you for one thing. You got a lot of guts transforming into villains and committing assault right in front of the police. You want to get arrested that badly? Sure, I'll play ball. Could always use more notches on my belt. Heck, might even earn a small bonus. Notches? Bonus? Nothing. Forget I said anything. Barrel, you start leading the kids and gawkers out of here. Hurry. Okay, come on, Inspector. I want to show these guys my floor, too. They hurt these kids and I'm the dog. I can't just let them. This is an order from a superior officer. Do it. Yes, sir. Tail drooping, Barrel shuffles off towards the gawkers on the road. I feel kind of bad for him. He really wants to fight too. He gets really carried away when you butter him up. Trust me. I know what the best way to deal with him is. And you just saw it for yourself. I appreciate the eagerness, but unless he transforms, the guy can't even hit the broadside of a barn with that gun of his. Yep, it's true. Yep, that's in his bio. He can pull it off half the time if he focuses. But when he's seeing red like that, well, I don't want to think about the sub-secret collateral damage. Hey, Brandon, I'm making an emergency request for aid. Help me arrest these jokers. Since this fight's outside of your contracted duties, my agency will see that you're compensated. Kamei does something on his terminal, then holds it over yours. The contract appears on your screen along with buttons to accept or refuse. I can expect parallel flights cooperation, yeah? Alright, with pleasure. Let's do this, you two. Figured it would end up this way. Alright, let's do this. Got it. I'll prep the camera and connection. Time to carry out the law. Game strikes a pose and light pours out from his watch terminal and engulfs him. In the next moment, light clears and leaves him in hero form, clad in heavy equipment. Inspector Game transform. So cool. What's with that mesh? Hey, don't mess with my setup. You're ruining my transformation system here. Savior of the innocent and protector of the peace, Justlock is here. For the sake of tonight's dinner, money, I mean the peace of the town, I'm bringing you in. Cop schmops, get him, gang! Yeah! Brandon, transform me. I'll get in there. Got it. Battle start. Okay, we're connected. Starting the stream. Oh, Forest Akashi and Forest Game. Oh, I mean, S-Star would be overkill. Not that I'm gonna get Ivagas going either. I can't. Not that I see myself getting Ivagas going either.
任務了解解析開始タイパ任せなさい解析行こうねどうよやっとくよこういうのはオートマそらよ行くぜだ任せなさい
I don't.
お役に立てれば君最高いいくらいしちゃったかもオートマそらよ楽しい時間はあっという間だなこんな風に感じる瞬間が来ようとはこれもあなたのおかげなのだろうか
Alright, buddy. You're getting cuffed. We'll hear what you got to say down at the precinct station. God damn it! Hey, easy there! This is police brutality! I swear, if one of these events, they start saying ACAB, I'm just done. You turn the villains over to the police squad Barrow returns with, and they swiftly load them up into their police cars. By the time you see the cars take off, the streets are quiet. Neither the kids nor the gawkers are anywhere to be seen. Whew. Guess that solves that, huh? Yeesh. Good job, Akashi. That battle out of nowhere wore me out. You too, Brandon. Great operating back there. Hey, Akashi, Brandon, and Inspector Game. Thanks. Thanks for helping those kids. Yeah. Why are you thanking us, Makta? Yeah. Why are you the one thanking us? Oh, it's something I wanted to mention a while ago, but I didn't get the chance. See, I used to live in one of those refugee slums down in Hakata. I grew up spending every day fearing the Kaibutsu villains. So I know painfully well just how scared those kids were. That's why I had to express my gratitude. Thanks for helping those kids back there. So that's the reason. Oh, I don't mean to imply it was all doom and gloom. There was plenty of good back then. Like, since we got hit by villains and Kaibutsu so often, I got to see how incredible heroes are up close. Seeing Akashi stand in front of those kids to protect them from the villains? It was just like the hero who saved us back in Hakata so long ago. He looks so cool. I wonder if there's going to be an event where we see the hero that saved Maktai. Those kids are all right because you took the first step and snapped into action, Akashi. You really are brave. That's why Destiny called you to heroism. At least, that's what I think. It's not like you know what? Sure, whatever. I gotta ask though, you love heroes like a crazy amount. Why not become one yourself? If even a guy like me can turn into one, there's no way a hero fan like you can, right? Come to think of it, how about trying it, Mokdai? Me? No way, I couldn't pull it off. I couldn't go out swinging at those villains. I'd only be able to stand and stare. I thought they were bad, evil, terrible, and all that, but I could never be brave enough to stop them. I was just too scared. Someone as spineless as me become a hero? There's just no way. Besides, with how I look and this personality of mine, it's not happening. I don't know. Yeah, is that how it works? Are looks and personality that serious? I feel like that's not quite right. He has a point though. Your terminal doesn't detect any hero transformation signals from Mokdai. What is it then? What turns people into heroes? Alright, that's that problem dealt with. Let's get back to the investigation. If you want those kids to live as safely as they can, we're going to want to close this case pronto. Remember, our terrorists are after Rydark, the company running the orphanage those kids live in. The culprits do exactly what they say. They say they will. Rydark will incur major damage, and they might not be able to keep the orphanage running. Yeah, you're right. Glad you're eager. Here's our next spots. We're hitting 3 before sunset. I guess I managed to salvage the before everything went kaboom.
あの者、願いのために全てを捨て、平行宇宙すら渡ってみせたか。我は奴のことを他人だとは思えぬ。
All right, no, bro.
酒を酌み交わしたいものだ。